Hi, I'm Eddie Seehausen. I'm down here in Terre Haute, Indiana. I found a living relative of Sergeant Paul Louis LeMay. Her name is Angela Rawlings. We'll see what I find out. I am so glad to finally meet you, Angela.
Yes.
To talk about on your uncle, Sergeant Paul Louis LeMay.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some questions to ask you
Okay.
about your uncle.
Okay.
Alright, my first question is, what do you remember about Sergeant Paul Louis LeMay?
I actually don't remember anything about him. I was 3 when he
Right.
was killed. My oldest sister does have a memory of him. He used to chase her with rubber bands, and she'd end up behind the couch.
Alright.
So that's the only memory that I have is what she has said, about him. So I was too little.
Alright. My second question is, I know you were very young at the time of Sergeant Paul Louis LeMay's death.
Mm-hmm.
Who told you stories of him?
My grandma, his mom.
Mm-hmm.
She used to talk about him. She didn't really say a lot, but she would mention him a lot.
Right.
I don't remember if my dad talked too much about him, but there was a teacher that I had at school, in high school. They used to play together.
Hmm.
So
Interesting.
yeah, he has actually passed on since then too. So
My third question is, if there are any stories about him that other people have told you about besides of what you remember, can you share some of them?
the only one that I know of is the one with him chasing with the rubber bands behind the couch and stuff. I've got a letter. I don't know if she has anything in it where she stated anything about him or not from this lady. She had sent it to me an email. Let's see if I can get it out of here. But her dad used to play with him. They played together when they were little. So let's see if I can find it. Yeah. She says my dad said to tell you that he shot your Uncle Paul in the butt with an arrow when they were kids. They were playing cowboy and Indians. So that's what this lady told me. Her name was Veda Long and stuff. Her dad has Parkinson's, I think she said, or Alzheimer's, I don't know which. And she said sometimes he likes to talk about things like that. Sometimes he'll remember it, other times he don't. So, and then there was another one, Bob Clemens, that was the guy I was talking about a while ago. They used to sit on top of the rooftops when they were kids and throw the ball back and forth. They used to play baseball and stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And how did you gather all this memorabilia of him?
Some of it was in the dresser that I've got. It was my dad's. And I also acquired my grandmother's dressers too. Well, my daughter did. And all the stuff that was in the dressers came with them basically. She just left it in there and stuff. So the pictures, I really don't remember how I got a hold of them, but they were in probably my grandmother's stuff, his mom.
Right.
So, I'm just in awe and all the stuff that I do have. Some of the stuff I found online, and some of the other stuff I acquired from her.
Mm-hmm. Right. What were you told about his death?
I was told that he was shot in the stomach, and that he died. I really wasn't told a whole lot.
About the whole truth? About how he really died?
Right. Yeah, I wasn't told, and I didn't know until I was an adult how he really did die. Until I saw the telegraph from them and read what it said, that he was shot in the groin, and that was how he died.
Oh, all right.
They said that he used to sneak out at night, and I don't know if he'd go party or what he did, and he was coming back, and that's when they thought he was the enemy and shot him.
Like they mistaken him as
They
they
mistook him for the enemy, and it was friendly fire.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And can you explain the pictures to me? These pictures to me?
Yes, I can. I have several of them. This one here. Hang on, I put a paper clip on it because it's got some descriptions on the back. This one let me see. It says he was the 45th anniversary I Corp Honor Guard. and they were showing the flag. They were showing the colors.
Okay.
Excuse me, I only have black and white in this one. And then this one down here, I'm not real sure what it is. It just says it's in Korea in '63. Private Luce Paul LMA. And then this over here is a article that I found in the paper. One of the papers. Like I said, I don't know where I got some of this stuff. Probably from Grandma, that tells about his death. So, and then I've got a picture.
Can you show it?
Angela, can you also
hold
show
it
the
up. I'm
photos
sorry. Yes.
into the camera,
Okay.
please? Thank you. It is very
Okay.
interesting. No?
Yeah, it is. It is. I've got another one over there that I forgot about till just a few minutes ago. This one here is Paul when he was a baby.
Wow.
This one here.
How old was he on that baby
Um,
photo?
I would say probably about a year old, maybe. And then this one here is of him, obviously in his uniform. And this picture, my grandma had a big, huge picture. It was like an 11 by 13 that she kept on her desk, and it was hand painted, and it was a picture of him in this uniform like this. So that's him. I don't know how old he was there, but that's another one of him. This one here has several pictures on it. Let me get it open. The one in the corner. Let me see here. Trying to remember which ones, because okay. This one here in the top right corner,
Yes.
it's just a picture of him. This other one, it says, UN peace treaty talks were held around this table in this building, which is this top picture here on the left. The peace treaty talks were held at this one. And then this one here, he's telling one of his officers what to do, I guess, or how to do something. This one, this middle one is, I believe it's him and his dad. And then that's his dad. And then this is him, his mom and dad. And him also. The one of the three of them.
Yes. And
So, it says May of '61 on them, because that's what it says on the pictures.
Okay.
So,
now, is that one of the flags of one of his men holding it, like one of the flag of Vietnam or Korea or something?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
It looks very interesting. No?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. I haven't really paid much attention to the pictures, really. I hadn't really thought about trying to find out what they were, you know. This next picture I have of him and some of his friends or troops or whatever sitting around a table, and it says, I hope I can understand what it says. I can't make out the name, but it's May 31st of '63. It has a couple names. One says Douglas Slim Foster, May 31st, 1963, and it says Korea is where the picture was taken at, and they're all sitting around the table.
It looks like, a hangout of him and his buddies hanging out in Korea before heading out to Vietnam.
Probably, yeah. They were. I don't know what they call it when they're on free time. I'm not sure.
I know in the holidays, most of soldiers could sometimes get a break and stuff from the army for spend the holidays with families and stuff.
Yeah, probably.
It's very interesting.
Okay, this next picture, it says, which it's kind of hard to read what it says too, but it is they're showing the colors of the flag and stuff, and it says U.S. Army I Corps IO something. Like I said, it's hard to the typing because it's tight. And my grandma, this is Paul's mom that wrote this on the back of the picture. It says Honor Guard, Korea, 1963. And I believe Paul is the one here on the left, which is, well, actually my right. He was the one saluting. I think this is him on the end.
Wait. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I should just hold it in my hand. I keep messing up. Let me turn this off.
Okay. This one here, pretty obvious what he was doing, playing golf. Which, I don't like golf myself. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
So this must have been some of his free time.
He was probably like playing golf maybe around in Korea and stuff.
It could
in
be, maybe,
63.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This is just some of his personal pictures that he had. If I remember right, I think he liked photography. If I remember right, and these were some of the pictures that he had people take of him.
Wow.
This one here, he was climbing a tree.
Wow.
The actual picture is pretty tattered, the one that I have around the edges and stuff. This is a copy of it. So that's him climbing a tree. Okay.
Now are those family photos of
Yes,
him and his family?
yeah, this one here is a family photo. Him, his mom and dad, 2 brothers, and himself. And then this is him. I think this might be his. I'm pretty sure this is his wife, Meryl. Was that her name? I think this top one here, and then this is him and his brothers. And I'm not sure who these other 2 kids are in the striped shirt. But there's his mom and dad. Paul's in the back. This is my dad here.
Wow.
And then my uncle, his oldest brother. Because Paul was the baby. My dad was the middle. I'm the middle. And then this one over here, I think Paul's the one in the middle here in the white. Let me see here. Oh my gosh, I'm not real sure. I'm pretty, because Paul was the youngest, so he'd be the smallest one. And then either this one or this one is Dad, and the other one's Paul, Bill. Uncle Bill, which is Paul's brother. And then this one here is of him and some lady. I would assume it was his wife.
Just keep it still. Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay. And that's all the pictures that I have.
Right.
Okay.
Oops.
I
And-
have. Go ahead.
Alright, and my son's question is, were his belongings and uniform sent to his mother when he passed away?
Yes, they were sent to him when the landlord where she lived, she had them stored in the basement. When he decided to sell the house, she didn't want to buy it, so she moved out. And I moved her out. She had lost her eyesight, so I just took what I thought was necessary, and everything else was buried when they tore the house down. So all of his uniform was there. I know his hat, because I remember seeing it when I was a kid, because I used to go down there and play and stuff. So yeah, it's all 6 foot under, or however big it is. I don't know how deep.
Alright.
So
Also, after his death, did your family do anything special to remember him? If so, what?
Every holiday we would go up and put flowers on his grave. Grandma would call up there, or they would send her a thing in the mail. I forget which. And she would have a wreath put on there all the time, every year, like Decoration Day, and if for the winter, she would have something put on there, and stuff. So yeah, we would go up there all the time, a lot.
Yep. And also, Angela, on how I found you and stuff, was at our school at Lake Central High School down in St. John, Indiana. Mr. Clark, our teacher, who I told you about, that you was in the U.S. Army, and these are like previous students that have been working on your uncle.
Oh, really?
Every
Okay.
school year, Mr. Clark gives us, files on the Vietnam vets of Indiana to like work on information to find, photos or, medals, and then even do interviews with family members
Okay.
to like honor our veterans that have died for our country,
Right.
that have sacrificed their lives.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is what one of the students that have been working on this file have found so far.
Okay.
On
Yeah.
your
See that
uncle.
picture I put on there. Yeah, I
And
did
then
that.
the next one is on the Find a Grave website on your uncle. How there was the photo of him that you showed me. And
Yeah, this lady here, this Veda, she put that picture on there. I had posted it on another website, and she put it on there. And I sent her, I don't know if it's on here or not, I sent her a letter and asked her, it might be in here, with these two, because I've got 2 of them from her. I sent her a letter and said, where did you get this picture from? And she sent back and told me that I hope I wasn't upset that she put that on there, which I wasn't. I just, was surprised that she had it.
And then it shows also the cemetery photo of where he was buried.
Right.
And it's like other stuff, advertisement on that page.
Okay.
And here's on the military data of another student has found. On his personal data from the home of record and also date of birth, his military data then casualty data of when he died,
Right.
and then when his name was on the wall on the Vietnam Wall.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that. It's really. I haven't saw the actual wall, but I saw the rolling one, the one that they travels around.
Now, Angela, here's some stuff of what I have found so far on your uncle.
Okay.
Right here is on a Skytrooper Book of Honor on the unit he was in, the 1st Battalion, 5th Cavalry. How it shows every name and soldier and stuff
Okay.
on who has died in this unit, and also showing their ranks and companies. And now here's some other stuff that I found. This is a photo on him being on the Vietnam Wall. How he was honored on panel 2E, row 126 of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial.
Right.
And then at his old high school, Gretzmeyer High School, it shows a list of veterans that have died that went to that school, and your uncle is name is on
I
that
actually
bench.
think that is at the courthouse. This bench.
This bench.
Yeah, I think it's at the courthouse because there's a picture of there's a plaque too that his name's on, and this bench is there with it. I think, but yeah, I didn't know that that was there. That there was even a bench that had his name on it. So I'm I'm honored that it is there.
And also, right here, this photo is one of his obituaries that we have received from where he was buried at the
Roseline.
funeral home, at the cemetery. And it's like a very old photo of what they had of him.
Yeah, I think I've got a real good copy of that one in here too for you. Actually, it's right here. If I can get it. It's a little bit better,
Oh, wow.
and it's his birth certificate's on here and a social security card.
Wow.
But there's a better picture of his obituary, his birth certificate, and his social security card.
Right.
So, this picture here is actually my dad. He was a printing supervisor, and anything like this, he would seal it in plastic.
Wow, that's
So,
interesting.
but yeah, I'll give you all this stuff.
All right.
But what else you got there?
Thank you, Angela. And here's what I also have. Shows every information on Sergeant Paul Louis LeMay.
Really?
On the description for the whole battalion, on the battalion he was in. How they talked about the history of the Cold War on the battalion being years and stuff. How the starting year it started, and then the ending year. The starting year, how it was formed, was in 1945. Then the ending year was 1989. And this next one, I believe.
I think that's a continuation to the other
Continuation,
page.
yes, a continuation page to
Okay.
the other one. And here, on this one, I have an updated one on where he was buried and stuff, and also showing all of his family members.
Right.
Since we called the cemetery up of where he was buried to get some photos of it, and we were emailed. And right here is your uncle on his gravesite, and then the grandmother.
Yep. Yeah, that's my great grandma.
And then this next one, it shows his father, LeMay, Augustus Gus LeMay, then his stepmother, Florence May LeMay.
Yeah.
And then this next one I have is a plaque honoring those who died in South Vietnam, and it shows your uncle's name on the second
That's
column.
the one I was telling you about. That's at the courthouse. That's hanging up at the courthouse, and I think that bench is right by it or something like that. I've never been there, but I saw pictures of it, and I looked, but I don't think to stop.
Your uncle's name is on the second column.
Second one.
In the year of 65, and it shows
He was in the
him
army.
in the army.
Okay.
And then this next one shows on locations on where he was buried, on which section and lot at the Roseland Memorial Park.
Right. And see this one here that's empty. That is where Grandma is, his mom. She's right next to him.
Right.
So.
And this next one shows on other medals that no one has ever even shown on the other medals that he has received. Shows his rank, his patch, the sergeant rank, and also the seal for the United States of America, Department of the Army.
You know, I think I have that in there. Hang on a second.
Alright.
Hold on, let me look. Cause that's those medals I was talking. I've got. I'm not sure what they are, but this says loyalty, courage, distinctive insignia, and it's a pin. Okay, and then I've got this button, or another pin that says U.S. on it.
For the U.S. Army.
I would assume, I'm not sure.
Oh,
I
sorry.
think there's two of them in here. Oh, shoot. There's another one. Nope, this here has guns on it. It has guns on it. And then this one is an eagle with guns or lightning bolts.
Wow. How did he receive that medal?
I'm not sure if these are his or if they belong to my grandfather. I don't know. These were in my dad's dresser.
It's very interesting.
And then see, there's this. This says, had it upside down. It says rifle. I think he got some kind of a rifle award.
For being a best marksman, I believe it.
Because this little thing down here that's
Yes.
dangling says rifle on it. Then there's this that I'm not sure what this is that's on it. I can't tell. I can't tell what that is.
It looks like some little feathers,
or
like
you-
wings.
I
Little
at first thought it
feathers.
was grenades, but I don't know. And then
Eddie,
Yep.
I
I'm
have,
gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
this was his knife.
Okay, hold on. Okay. No, you.
Right.
This was his knife. It's just a little tiny. It only has a couple things that open on it.
Wow.
This belonged to Paul.
It's very
I
interesting.
can't get it open, but there's another one that opens up. That was his. And then I've got some bullets in here. I don't know where they came from, but there's some bullets in here too.
Elijah, sit still.
Yeah, see?
Looks like most of these bullets can come from a pistol, so maybe Paul
It
had
could
a
be his.
pistol.
I'm not. Yeah. See, I don't know. This one here's kind of. I don't know what happened to it, but it didn't look like it's weathered. And then this little pin here is some rifles too.
Wow.
Some little rifles. This picture, a couple pictures. The one on the right is Paul, and then the one on the left is my dad.
Wow.
These are my grandma's. I don't know when they were taken. I haven't taken them out of the frame to see if there's anything on the back of them or not. So, but yeah, she had these.
Tommy should
I
be-
think she had these on her desk. I don't know why she didn't have one of Bill, but I don't know. I think these might be. I might be speculating. I think these are high school pictures because I've got a picture of my dad from his high school yearbook, and I think this is the one that's in it. So that might be what these are, is high school. They're senior pictures,
Wow.
I would assume. So anyway, yeah, they're keepsakes, I tell you. Boy. Anyway, let me see what else I will make a copy of that. I have a few other things in here that I wanted to give you. Here is a scratching of Paul's name that's on the wall.
Wow.
That tells his name, where he's at and stuff. I want to give that to you.
Thank you.
This is a. I'm going to give you all this stuff that I'm showing you. This is a booklet when they had the Rolling Wall come to Terre Haute,
Yeah.
and this is a book that told about it. And this is everything that went on that day. It told what they did, candle lighting and so forth. And in the back, it has the ones that's from Terre Haute. Paul's in here, right here.
Alright.
Hey Rick,
Yeah.
somebody's knocking on the door, honey. Yeah, right there. There's his name, Sergeant, and then his birthday. When he was killed.
Stay there, bud.
Alright.
When he was killed, and it's kind of ironic. He was killed on my cousin's birthday.
October
niece.
18th.
How you doing?
Come on in.
How you guys doing?
He was killed on October 18th. Yeah, which is my cousin, his brother's two girls' birthday.
Right.
And then I've got this too. This is a picture of Roselawn, and he is buried in Section O.
Section O.
And he's in Section O. There's two entrances. There's one here, and then the funeral home's here.
Right.
He's buried back here in Section O. Over here in this section, that's where my parents are buried. In Bevelins. But I'll show you. I'll take you there here
Yeah.
pretty soon, and I'll show you where it's at. Okay?
Yeah.
And then, what else do I have with Paul's? Oh, here. Here is this is the telegram that I got. I've got a couple different things on here. This is a statement of casualty from the Headquarters Department of Army, and it tells on here about him dying and stuff. It says in Vietnam as a result of gunshot wound to his groin. He was checking a squad and was taken from a hostile individual and shot by friendly forces.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, oh, it has his birthday and stuff on it, but this is from Secretary of the Army, J.C. Lambert. And then I have, this is the telegraph that Grandma received.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 3 pages, 4 pages, but they're dated up here at the top. These are, I put them together so I wouldn't, use so much paper. But the dates are at the top, and I think I got them in order of when she received them and stuff. But it tells different things about him, what's going on, where they notified that this one here's dated, well, it's a Grandma and Grandpa both.
She's not answering her.
And then this here's just to Grandpa and so forth. And it tells about the remains were consigned to superintendent and stuff, just what they're going to do. And then see it has the address.
Tell her.
Remains son Paula May, where he's going, which they sent him to Bond. That's our funeral home here in Indiana, or Terre Haute,
How long ago did you talk
and
to her?
stuff. And then a couple more
No,
telegrams
fire again.
that they sent to him too.
Yeah.
Okay, and then this other stuff I found.
Fire again.
This was in the Anderson
Send her a
Herald. I
text
wrote it
with
at
her
the top of the
response,
page.
okay?
And then the date that it was in there, it was October 21st, 65. And it has a section in here. It says, soldier killed in Terre Haute, Indiana. Miss Lucille LeMay of Terre Haute has been informed of the accidental death of in Vietnam, a first son, Sergeant Paul LeMay, 24, a career soldier in the 1st Cavalry Division. No details were given. But this is stuff that I have found. There's another one in here about Paul, who's your soldier killed in Vietnam. Different articles that I found in the paper just looking through here. This one here was in Terre Haute Star, which right here it has an article about Paul. Tells about his services. When he was killed, when his services are for his funeral. And then this one, let me get a look at it real close and I can tell you what it is. Oh, this is his birth announcement. This was in September 13th of 41. And this announces when he was born. It has Mr. and Mrs. August, that was my grandpa's name, LeMay. Is their address, which I can't see it. It's kind of small.
Hey, it's your dad.
South 13th
20
Street.
after 5. Austin said he talked to you about 10
says-
after, and you said you was off work. So I was trying to get a hold of you about picking up Boston or Elisha.
Says a boy and then Paul Lewis. Has his name on there. I highlighted it so you'd know where it was at.
So,
All right.
Okay.
Okay, I already showed you this one.
Mm-hmm.
I have this for you. I don't remember. This is one of the papers. I don't know. I found this online, I think, somewhere. I can't remember, that tells about him, his service, and so forth. What are you doing? Careful. Okay. Okay. And then this is a letter, Department of Army. This is from Mary Duffer. And this here's about a military merit medal. It's telling her where they're honoring. It says, in accordance with the existing Army regulations and the proclamation of Vietnamese government, we have the honor of presenting you with the Military Merit Medal for your son's valor in action. If we can be any further assistance to you, please feel free to contact the office. This was a letter that I don't know where the medal is at, if it's in that I've got in that thing, but it's a letter that was sent to Grandma. Here's another certificate. 38th United States Infantry Marine Man. Be it known to see that this Sergeant Paul LeMay, having served with the distinction on his unit, to hereby distinguished lifetime member of the 1st Battalion 38th Infantry. That was another certificate. And then I've got these two here are those letters I was telling you about from that lady Veda Long, where she says her father used to play with Paul and so forth. Here's another award that was given to Paul. 3rd United States Army Certificate of Training. Certificate is given to Sergeant Paul LeMay in recognition of satisfactory completion of explosive ordnance reconstruction Renaissance, or I can't see it, course. It was held at Fort Benning, Georgia, March of 1965. Okay, and then this one here is 3rd United States Army Non-Commissioned Officer Academy, Fort Jackson, South Carolina, a diploma. Certifies that Sergeant Paul LeMay successfully completed a non-commissioned advanced course. I got a copy of that for you. I didn't know I had all this stuff until I started looking through my books. It's like, wow. Okay, another one. Honorable service in the Armed Forces of the United States of America in grateful memory of Sergeant Paul LeMay, who died while in the service of our country as a member of the Army of the United States on the first day of October 1965. Certified award
Did she call you or did you call her?
is, I can't make it out. Sorry, my glasses
She
aren't very
supposed to
good
call me
anymore.
about
There's
the
another
road.
award.
She said she was going to take, I don't know if are you going to retreat or just Elijah?
And then this one says honorable discharge from the Armed Forces United States of America. Certifies that Sergeant
Yeah.
Paul Louis LeMay, and it gives his rank,
She said something
sergeant,
about-
so forth, was honorably
Call me,
discharged from the
you know,
Army of the
she's
United
Elijah,
States, and it tells the day on the
whether we were
5th
gonna be
day
here or not.
of
If
June
not,
1964,
she said drop him off at
is
your house,
awarded as a
but we're still here.
testimonial
It's
of
about time
honest
she normally gets her to
and
pick him
faithful
up.
service. That's what that says at the bottom. This one here, I can read it better. There's that one.
I'll just keep trying
Okay.
to follow, I guess.
This here, I don't know where the rest of the article, thank you,
Alright.
where the rest of the
Nope,
article went
it's,
to.
5:25,
but this
it's
here,
still
this
on
guy,
right now, so she just went and get him, so-
There was a plaque
so
that he,
just,
I don't know if he put it in a time thing or whatever, but it's got the date when it was put in. This was put in the Tribune Star here in Terre Haute. But it says in honor of those who died in Vietnam from Vigo County, Indiana, and it gives all the names. And Paul's name is, let me see here. It's on here. Right there, it's the second one actually. This is the second name. This was an article that was in the paper. I made a copy of the paper. But it tells down here, this is the guy, Dr. Randy Stevens displays a plaque, June 2nd, that he took to Vietnam to bury, that features the names of the service members of Vigo County that died in Vietnam War. So he took it to Vietnam and buried this plaque that has the serviceman from Terre Haute that was killed.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. See, I saw it in paper, cut it out, and put it to the side and forgot about it, you know. And then, like I said,
When
these
was
are those
that?
letters.
When was that done?
That was in July of 2010.
Okay.
It's dated up here in the corner. And then this is display full records. This is the National Archives Records Administration, which I think you may have some of this stuff. It tells, has his name on here. It tells his rank,
Hey,
his
Austin said
grade,
you called him and said you were
enlisted
off work.
personal,
It's 5:30, we're still at the house here.
current
He's sick of
casualty
Elijah.
status,
I don't know how long we're going to be here.
And
so-
and
also
so,
the-
Country, nobody trying to get a hold of him,
and it says small arms
about the last
small arms
10 minutes.
fire
So, give me
and
a call.
stuff. There's a couple pages. I think they're both different. Light weapons infantry. the duty, occupation, specialty. I don't know why they've got this. This here says home state of record. It says Indiana or Guam. I don't know why it has Guam on there, but that's what they put on there. So this one here, combat casualties, current file. This says records of military personnel who died, were missing in action, or prisoners of war as a result of Vietnam conflict. Created January 20th, 1967. So this here is tells of a service and so forth. When the record was processed, his Social Security or service number, and this tells about a little bit about him. His pay grade was E5. I guess that's what that means. Specialist 5th class U.S. Army or sergeant, and tells his date, his city, where he lived. Once again, it says light weapons, infantry, accidental homicide, ground casualty, his race. He was single, so I don't know when he, him and Meryl separated, divorced, or whichever. You know, I have no idea. I haven't been able to find any of that. I keep looking on the library website here for stuff, but I'm so busy with grandkids and stuff. It's hard to, you know, do too much. But yeah, I'm gonna send all this with you.
Thank you, Angela LeMay.
You're welcome. There's Uncle Paul. Need to get a hold of him because with him being in the service, they maintain the stone.
Oh yeah.
We're Roseland, where Paul is buried. His grandma, his mom, and his dad, and stepmom. They're all buried here in one section.
Hi.
So
Okay.
Angela, thank you so much for taking me to Sergeant Paul's resting place, and I hope to see him in heaven.
okay,
And
me too.
Also, thank you so much for all the help, information, and pictures you have given me. By helping me, you are ensuring that your uncle's memory lives on, because new students will be reading and learning about him every year.
Good,
Thank you.
good. I wanna see that website because that's so neat. You know, that somebody would do something like that for my family. You know, I never would have dreamed something like this would happen. So that's really awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.